believe the same thing. I think it does have to be recognized, though, that UC has gone through, along with CSUs, the two higher education segments offering baccalaureate degrees, we have gone through profound decreases in our budgets, and we have increased efficiencies. If you look at the amount right now that we are, let me get this right, the cost of instruction for 1 year of instruction has gone down by about 18% since 1990. So we've decreased that 17 to 18%. We've increased the student-faculty ratio, which is one of the numbers that for years our benchmark at UC was 18.7 to 1. If you go back into the 60s, you see it going down. It just slowly creeps up. Now, depending upon how you calculate it, and there are a couple of ways we're looking at that, and we do, I didn't present the data. I've seen some new data that I'm happy to share with you, but we've now used two different methodologies, and we're tracking these backward in time. One methodology, you might say, is a more accurate reflection of the actual faculty workload. It takes out people who are on leave for some reason, so you actually see, so it's a higher number, but still, these numbers are going up. These numbers have gone up over the last few years by about 12 to 15%. So we've increased that key indicator. There's been a lot of, I mean, obviously we've got a lot of decrease in staff. We have decreased in faculty. That we've now reached a point where the number of faculty we're hiring are fewer than the number of separations. That's happened 2 years in a row. This is in light of the fact that we keep increasing the number of our students. This is certainly the driver for increasing student-faculty ratio. But what I think is really, to me, the most heartening thing that's happened in the last few years is there's an incredible sense of faculty wanting to get through this, to get to a stable point with our funding, to be able to look to the future in a way that I could look to the future 29 years ago when I came to UC Davis, and to really reflect or to really reinvigorate their teaching and their research. And it's really important to understand how closely for us these are tied. If we look at, for example, teaching and the number of students, the number of undergraduates who are in our laboratories, these numbers have stayed robust over the last few years. They've increased somewhat. And also the research as an input to what it is we teach. My predecessor was an economist from UC Berkeley, and he claimed that the macroeconomics textbook had essentially been rewritten twice in the last 30 years. I mean, it's two complete revisions of macroeconomics in the last 30 years. There are developments. I give you an example from Spanish. If you were to go back 30 years, 40 years and learn Spanish, you were going to learn Catalan. I'm sorry, not Catalan. You're going to learn Spanish from Spain, okay?
Castilian,
right. Castellano, right, exactly. Sorry.
I learned it, so that's how I know.
Exactly. And today, the Spanish that you learn from our Spanish departments is the vernacular. I mean, the Spanish from Mexico is considered as legitimate as the Spanish from Los Angeles, as the Spanish from Cuba, the Spanish from Puerto Rico. And that's a major change. I mean, that's a shift as a result of people doing research over many, many years about cultural effects,